We are alive. We are amongst the living. Praise be to the big G. You know what I'm talking about? So, it's nightfall. What I came on to talk about is the clearing that is associated with my Tier 2 reading that is currently being processed. For those that have been waiting for that reading, it's almost ready to be published. I'm thinking I might share it on the community section so y'all could, go to it if you want to see it, if you're not currently a member. I want to say welcome to all my viewers, my supporters, my subscribers, and a special shout out to all my members. Now, because of all of that was associated with that pull, which took me a duration of almost 2 weeks to do, there is a clearing associated with that reading specifically for all the members. So if you happen to feel cleansing taking place, it is because I did a clearing on you. Now, this is for all the current members. So for those that see this in the future, you're not going to feel it. And this is because this is how the big G work. Now, before I go into the topic of discussion, I want to talk about another group clearing. Now, if I could get 10 individuals to CA me at PEKA69, again, that's PEKA69, if you're a member or not. This is specifically for those that are not. I'll do another group clearing on live. Now, it's only going to work if there is an energy exchange. Now, for those that say, I want this done, you can CA me at PEKA69 with a donation, and you'll feel it. Again, if I can get 10 people to donate, I'll do a group clearing. So that means when this group that CAs me come on this live, regardless if you see it today, tomorrow, next week, 3 years from now, you'll feel a clearing. Now, I'm only going to do this one time, so don't wait. I did that, CA me, $10 thing, that's not my forte. I don't, really get down like that. So if you feel like you want to experience it, you can go ahead and do it. Now, the reason why I say clearing is because there's a lot of stuff going on spiritually. Now, for those of you that have been out and about in the past 2 weeks, specifically, what you noticed was a lot of confusion. Now, not just with people's minds, but with the systems. So some of you're experiencing what I call the G code, Gemini technology. So this is one of the effects of Gemini technology. Sometimes things are there and then they're not, and then you got to redo things and things of that sort. This has nothing to do with Mercury retrograde, for those of you that believe it does. This is everything to do with a protocol. Now, again, for those of you that are not familiar with Gemini technology, if you look on your device, especially anything associated with Apple, you'll see something like a star up at the top, okay? When you use things like AI, it is associated with Gemini technology. So this is the reason why it's a upset and an uproar when it comes down to do with our devices. So you all have to keep that in mind, especially those of you that use the banking system, okay? Everything is slowed down. Sometimes it moves fast, sometimes it doesn't. Now, what I also want to talk about is the difference between a clearing and a cleansing. A clearing is me removing all of that stagnant energy off of you. A cleansing is something far more deeper. When you get a cleansing, usually you see shamans doing that, and it's associated with smoke. I don't do it like that. Now, that is something that is needed for those of you that have experienced deep inikina, splifka. You've had it done on you, or you did it on someone and it reversed on you, which also came out in tier 2 reading. Now, if you were a member and you're no longer a member, then you will be someone that, could benefit from CAing me. I'm doing this because this particular reading, it's a part 2. The energy that is displayed in this reading has everything to do with the last 4 years. And so some of y'all have to realize this duration of this 4 years was me giving you instructions on what to do and what not to do, who to be around, who to disassociate with, from, and everything like that. Now, some you're getting reacquainted, and that is fine. You're trusting your intuition. However, for those of you that has not, if you have not departed from those that you know ain't ish, you are experiencing it really bad. Really bad. Now, I don't want to spoil the deets, but the main reason for this live is to explain what is taking place in the beginning for my members that see it. Now, the only ones that are going to see this reading is those that are on tier 2 and above, okay? But the clearing is for all the members, so even on tier 1, okay? If you're a current member, you're going to feel a clearing right now because it's going down. Now, because I know that it is a collective of a people that have experienced a Shekinah on them while they were going through a paradigm shift ascension, you could benefit from donating as well, okay? Because what's taking place is you have people that, for some of you that create content, whether or not if it's on this platform, you have people that want to practice, okay? They want to practice what they feel is a spiritual gift. And because they want to practice, it's disturbing your peace. So you have like a combination going. Now, this combination is your devices, your mind, and then you have someone that wants you to hear them, okay, so they can deceive you later on. Now, if you are a celebrity and you know what I'm saying is factual, then you can understand why you keep hearing, bruh, my ninja, homie, stuff like that. They want to establish a connection with you. So be mindful of that. I don't give off details of who has spiritual gifts. If they want to, tell that portion of their life, then they're going to do so. But, right now, that's not what I'm here to do. If I have a reading and somebody's energy is pulled, and if you have a spiritual gift, you know who that is, more than likely, you're not going to say that's woo, 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 woo. It's a lot of people speculating. I don't divulge information like that unless I'm supposed to. I did see an interesting short with Juve. He had one of them sombre hats on. Arriba, arriba. I'm just like, I didn't get a chance to watch it, but because I'm working, y'all. I'm trying to catch up on these readings because of what is in these readings. It's clearings having to be done periodically while I'm reading. Like, it's ongoing. It's not like woo, 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 woo. Then I'm clear. I have to stop, clear, and start again. And sometimes I'm irritated by it. Now, the reason why I'm irritated by it is because my cash ain't flowing like it should be. For me to be doing all this clearing and stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's taking a lot of my time, not my energy, a lot of my time. So if you are a reader, and you're experiencing some issues with your equipment, with your mind, with remembering things, it has everything to do with the group paradigm shift that started at Lionsgate. Now, you may have not noticed it up until the last 3 years, and that is because of what is taking place with your channel. but it started during Lionsgate. You know, I talked about a tarot reader saying that the duration was 10 years, and she was right on the money. A lot of people don't realize that it is ongoing. When I said that my ascension took my whole life, it did. But there's specific ones. It's not just one. Once you ascend and you're an ascended being, you go through several. Then you got people sitting here want to see, you know, if you remember who they are, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially if you're a content creator, whether or not if you feel like you're famous, rich, or whatever. People see you, they see you getting views, you know, you at a different point. Whether or not if you got money, you know what I'm saying? You at a different point in your life because they're looking at you like you're famous. So y'all got to keep that in mind. Okay, I'm not going to go into details. For some reason, there's a group associated with distortion that every time I'm on live, they want me to talk about certain people, and I'm not going to do that. I'm aware of what y'all do to her when you watch her content, and she's aware of it too. It's not just her, it's a group of individuals that are experiencing it. You know, for those of you that are content creators on this platform that are not celebrities, however, you are famous, they know if you watch me because the innuendos surrounding your content, okay, which is to be expected. It's a life-changing movement, you know, so you got to keep that in mind. Again, the CA is PEKA69. Now, what I can say is for you, the one that keeps saying stuff, you just said $, right? Because you think that you can program me when I'm on live. I don't ever say $, before I say my CA, so you got to try something else. Now, let me inform you that you way down there at the bottom, and I'm way up here at the top. So now that you understand that, I can move on. That is it.